Hey y'all, Instinct Survivalist here, coming from inside my office this time as opposed to outside. Two reasons for that. Number one, it's 24 degrees outside. I live in Georgia. That's cold for us. I was originally from South Alabama, so this is like really, really cold for me. Not exactly a fan. Anyway, the second reason is because the product that I'm reviewing today, the gear that I'm actually reviewing today, can be done from inside or outside. So given the chance to be inside with a nice and warm, that's what I opted for this time. So what we're going to talk about today is actually tack laces. You can pull, cinch, and wrap. You can see that from the bottom. And what this does is it actually provides two specific benefits for use. Number one is the ability to lace up a pair of boots very, very quickly. The reason or how this came into being is a Marine in Afghanistan. They were attacked in their camp, and basically the Marine had to go into battle with flip-flops on. Okay, not fun, right? If you look back through history, one of the things that have happened, if you look, 1654 as an example, the Minutemen were actually not quite as known then, but there were people that were getting dressed or getting ready to be deployed at a moment's notice. Our main thoughts around the Minutemen, if you will, is probably around 1774, 1775, and into the Revolutionary War. And the reason for that is because these men at the time, and there are stories of some women as well, but these men at the time were known to be ready in a minute's time. Now, is that a literal minute? That has always been up for debate. That's always been a question that some people can't answer. But the main reason they were called Minutemen is because they were ready at a moment's notice to deploy and be ready to go into action or to battle. Now, I'm not active military, so why do these benefit me if we're talking about something that has to be deployed quickly? Well, that's the second reason, is because with the laces on my boots, one of the hardest things I have to do is to tie them, keep them tied, and keep them out of the way. Now, I do appreciate the boots that I have. I really enjoy them. You've seen some of my other posts about them. I love the way the laces are. Wouldn't change those out, even though TacLace actually gives you laces with the kit. So this is a kit. It comes with one set of boot laces, or one for each shoe or each boot, and then the tack lace. And you don't see that in the box because they're actually on my boots, and we'll show you those in a moment. But getting them tied and stayed tight, not a problem with these laces that I have. However, what they eventually do is start working a little bit against themselves and start loosening up. What I want is something to pull them tight quickly, which this does, and secures them, so I don't ever have to worry about dealing with them loosening up or them coming untied or anything else ever. Okay, and I mean that literally, ever. When I want them loose, I want them loose because I want them that way. Now, the TacLace kit, that's what I'm gonna call it, as a kit, but it's actually a tack lace is what it's called. Here's the instructions, so you will not see me going through the overall instructions on how to thread them and set it up and things of that nature. You will see me actually doing this bottom part of cinching them, which is this one, cinching them and securing it. I actually wore these for 3 weeks. I'm actually a little late in doing the review. I wore them for 3 weeks to see how they stayed secure. And I gotta tell you, folks, if you're looking at your boot laces come undone, I know some people tuck them in or what have you, they are secure. I never had to worry about them. I constantly thought about it, but I never had to worry about them coming undone, coming untied, or loosening up at all. That was, to me, one of the biggest benefits of these as it is. Okay, just as it is. Now, if you are military, this is always the question that comes up. First and foremost, do they fit military specs? And the short answer is yes. On TacLace's page, taclace.com, you can see the different specs for each of the different service units and the actual wording, and it does work. Okay, so again, that Marine that thought this up, and he's the CEO of the company, that thought this up and how they came to be. It had to be military accepted, if you will. Now, my daughter is in Civil Air Patrol, and guess what? She's going to get a pair of black ones because she's already looked at mine and said, Daddy, I want some of those. She's watched me wear them. She's watched me lace my boots up. She's like, I need some of those. So I'm going to get her some of those as well because they do fit. You can still blouse your pants. Not a problem. So military, hey guys, guess what? It's secure. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about blousing your pants. The other side of that, when you look at the statistics of this, keeping in mind how fast it takes you to do your boots in a boot and lace and blouse manner, it takes right around 2 minutes. With the TacLace, you're looking at about 10 seconds. So keep that in mind overall. Now, for me, I don't sit there and time everything I do, but I did want to see how fast that it takes me to do my boots. It takes me roughly about 2 minutes to go in and just tie them, get them snug, tie them, and tighten the knot to where it's not going to come undone. And that's per boot. Now with the TacLace, I've actually cut that time in half, so it takes me as much time to do both of them as it does for to just tie one the old way. Okay, so let's actually take a look at the product itself. And I got to tell you, I've been very, very pleased with this. One of the things you'll notice when I show you the TacLace itself, I wear a pair of black boots. I was glad to review any of the ones they wanted at TacLace. They sent me the Coyote Brown. Not a problem, not difficult to deal with at all. The other side of this is it actually benefited me in the long run because now you can see what's going on as opposed to, oh, I think I see the black strap or I think I see what's going on. You can actually see how I'm using and working it with the TacLace against the Coyote TacLace against the black. So, all right, let's go ahead and actually look at it in action, and you'll get to see how it works again, and then you can see the benefit of actually utilizing the TacLace product. Okay, so the first part of this is you'll actually see that it's got a cord lock to it, and that becomes beneficial because you're not worrying about your boots sliding up and down. Again, keeping the string secure, your string sliding up and down and keeping your string secure overall. The other part is you'll notice that the laces slide up and down inside of the strap, and the reason being is because if I were to go straight from here, pull it all the way tight, and go straight from here with the TacLace kit or piece, if you will, you'll notice that it starts out lower on my boot than I need to. So I have to give it a little room so I can put my feet in there. I've got big old feet anyway. So let's actually go in and look at that. I'll loosen it up a little bit. That does help me. I literally, again, not going to go through all the videos that you can get online or on their site. You'll get to see my pretty legs. But I can go in and set it up. And you'll notice I've got the two hooks or two speed lace areas. And when doing so, the biggest part comes down to is making sure that everything's tight, right? So I'll pull. I'll start running this down a little bit. And easily outside, okay, outside. And when you do the outside of this one, you'll notice I'll take and I'll lift a little bit. This is one of the things I didn't see on the video, right? I just kind of eventually figured it out. So I lift a little bit so to make sure it goes over the top of this one, and then I sit it across there. And so that quickly, that easily, I've already got them laced up. Now all I have to do is literally pull, cinch, right? I'll flip it over this way and then wrap. And you'll notice that what happens is, again, here's my lace. Notice the boot's all nice and secure and snug. I don't have to worry about this again. They're on, they're in, I'm snug, my laces are nice and tight, and I don't have to worry about them again. So keep in mind that's these two parts, if you will, is what makes the application of this very very effective, very easy to use. Okay, so that's it. And again, you know, I can put both of them on in less than 2 minutes, so or right at 2 minutes. So as you can see, there's a very big benefit to utilizing these or purchasing them, if you will. I don't want to sound like a commercial and say, hey, buy it now, it's great. But you do, you really should. Let's look at practical applications outside of, again, military or just want them secure. If you're dealing with job sites, things like that, construction, definitely want them secure. Motorcycle riders, definitely want them secure. Bicyclists, don't know, maybe that's your bug out vehicle. If it is, guess what? Your laces are secure. One of the things I thought about from a prepping standpoint or preparedness standpoint is not just the ability to go in and put these on quickly and get out, but let's say that there is an impending event or a bug out situation, or a comet hits the earth, let's just go with that, or a volcano eruption or something of that nature. That then provides a way for you to go in, get these on, get them laced up, and get out the door quickly. Some of you, hey, I've heard the stories. Some of you actually go in, you sleep in your clothes to make sure that if something hits in the middle of the night, you're out the door as quick as possible. This is one more step to make it quicker, in my opinion. I've talked with a lot of folks that have their boots actually laced up, that all they do is they just squeeze their foot in and cinch them, and it's kind of a half knot, if you will, to get them situated or cinched up. This is, again, one more way to make it easier, a lot quicker. And to be honest with you, I've done the half knot. I've tried those things. It's a lot easier to go in and do it this way, and it's tighter and it's more secure. So you really want to make sure that it's not just about speed, but it's about security and safety as far as getting in and working with the tool, or in this case, or the gear, or in this case, the TacLace. So guys, ladies, go check them out. Go get them on. I will give you the caveat that's on their website. They do recommend them for an 8-inch boot, or an 8-inch shaft, if you will. They do work on a 6-inch. But anything like a 4-inch, it really not designed for those. If you go with the slip-on shoes and the climbing shoes and things of that nature, not really designed for those. Okay, it's just not. It was originally designed for a military boot. You can go over, and you saw mine are tactical boots, work great for that. So if you're on a speed team or something of that, where you need it, SWAT, special forces, whatever it is, guys, go in. Find out. These are very beneficial, not expensive. I looked it up online, and well, I'm getting old, as you can see by the gray. I don't remember what it was, but it was nominal. I'm gonna be honest with you, it wasn't that bad. So go in, get you a set for each pair of boots you own, and then utilize them. I think you'll like it. If you don't, please send me an email. If you don't like it, leave a comment in the section below, or in the area below. Let me know you didn't like them, because I can then pass that information back to TacLace themselves, so they can find out what their users are doing, or how their patrons are utilizing these or not utilizing, or what could be changed or what could be modified, things of that nature. Let me know. Okay, if you don't like them, hey, I put my name on them. I've now put in and said Instinct Survivalist now recommends this. One other thing about this, and if you'll give me just a second, I'm gonna find the box. One other thing about this, my favorite part, and you know where I stand in this, is this right here. Made in the USA. Folks, that part, oh man, you know me, I love that. I love to see that we've got, folks in the USA making great products, putting out quality products, quality work. And, folks, just go out and buy some of these. Just go and do it. You'll thank me in the long run. And again, if you don't thank me, if you don't like them, please let me know, because then I can pass it back to them. Okay? So until next time, I do want to thank you for all your likes, subscribes, follows, and keeping up with us all on YouTube, Twitter, and the blog, InstinctSurvivalist.com. Thank you for everything you do. Until then, use your instincts to survive. Thanks for watching.